Every individual has different thought processes, ways of looking at things, reactions, beliefs, and perceptions that clash and impact other individuals. Conflict is a natural occurrence that transpires during human interaction. Although the way individuals react, respond, and understand conflict will help to reduce tension and produce a healthier environment and culture. This presentation will review the 5 conflict handling styles and which styles I personally use in work-related conflicts. I will also discuss how gender and culture play a role in conflict handling and the negative and positive consequences that result from this. Workplace conflict is inevitable when employees of various backgrounds and different work styles are brought together for a shared business purpose. Conflict should always be addressed and dealt with since all employees are working toward the same goals and should be focusing on producing successful results and respecting fellow employees. Conflict can be expressed in numerous ways, such as insults, non-cooperation, bullying, and anger. There are many negative effects conflicts bring, such as work disruptions, decreased productivity, product failure, absenteeism, turnover, and termination. To help manage and reduce conflict to promote organizational success, businesses need to implement and consider conflict management an essential leadership skill. There are 5 conflict handling strategies that management can use to deal with conflict. The Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument will provide a model used to evaluate how people deal with conflict. A common definition is that people choose 5 different gestures once confronting conflict, which include avoiding, accommodating, competing, compromising, and collaborating. The first conflict handling strategy, avoiding, involves ignoring the conflict. A leader who is using avoidance as a conflict handling strategy prefers to evade an issue or put it off until later. Accommodating involves overlooking one's own concerns to satisfy the concerns of others and is a form of selfless generosity that is followed by yielding to others' wishes when one would prefer not to. Compromising is then used to seek mutual understanding to satisfy both parties involved. Then, competing is used to seek for one's own concerns at the expense of other concerns by using all appropriate power to win the position and defend something that is believed to be correct. Finally, collaborating is a conflict handling style that is used to address concerns of all parties involved that will find a solution that satisfies both parties completely, and as a result of parties' collaboration, they will address all underlying concerns and attempt to find an alternative that satisfies everyone. The conflict handling strategy I would use in a work-related conflict is collaborating. During this conflict strategy, both parties are airing their concerns and are working together to find solutions that satisfy everyone involved. When both parties think of a suitable resolution that will hopefully both be satisfied, it will result in a better working environment, increased job satisfaction, and higher retention. If the situation doesn't allow for employees to collaborate, then I would use compromising as a conflict management strategy. This would be useful as both parties' concerns will be discussed and a middle ground solution will hopefully be found. There are many stereotypes and assumptions on gender in the workplace. Gender dynamics are seen in every level of a company and especially during conflict handling. Women have been stereotyped as nurturing, passive, sensitive, compassionate, family-centered, while men have been described as self-reliant, dominant, hard, impersonal, outer focus, action-oriented, competitive, and assertive. Although every individual leader possesses different conflict handling skills regardless of gender, these traits have an effect on how both men and women resolve conflict in their respective leadership roles. Per many studies, men and women have varying coping, reaction, and reconciling strategies which result in different consequences. A Harvard study pointed to aggressiveness and combativeness as negative consequences for men, calling it the male warrior hypothesis. This is the notion that men broker good feelings after conflict to ensure that they can call on allies to help defend their group in the future, while the same study pointed to females being less willing to reconcile after conflict. Furthermore, a study using the Thomas Kilmann Conflict Mode Instrument found women were more likely to be positive in using a collaborative style of resolution, while men generally used avoidance, creating more disruptive conflict style. Now more than ever, employers are prioritizing diversity and considering it a huge competitive advantage. Conflicts in the workplace can arise because of cultural differences in values and norms of behavior of people from different cultures. As a result of cultural differences in the workplace, management needs to understand and educate a workforce to effectively work together, understand, and respect diversity. With different values, beliefs, and backgrounds working together in the same environment, misunderstandings and conflict are more likely to occur. For example, a common reason for cross-cultural misunderstandings is that we tend to interpret others' behaviors, values, and beliefs through the lens of our own culture. HR needs to educate and familiarize themselves with cultural differences before determining which conflict handling style to use. HR also needs to understand how people from different cultural backgrounds behave, communicate, express feelings, and perceive the world, as well as understand the basic cultural differences influencing intercultural communication and identifying different forms and means of intercultural communication and how to manage them. Understanding how cultures communicate will help HR determine how to use conflict resolution strategies. There are many different forms of conflict handling strategies that assist leaders in dealing with conflict. Analyzing and educating yourself on your workforce will assist you in determining which conflict handling strategies will be most effective and useful. Understanding that gender and cultural differences have an impact on communication, practices, and conflict in the workplace will also better assist a leader in determining how to properly address and resolve conflict. Thank you.